Welcome to Friday with Friends. Friday with Friends is our opportunity to chat about the real estate market, answer any questions you may have, so that if you have any real estate needs, we would love the opportunity to be your realtors of choice.
Today we're chatting about what does Broom clean condition mean. This is language in the standard real estate contract that basically describes how the house should be left prior to closing taking place. So when the owner moves out and the new buyers move in.
But the key thing about this is it's incredibly subjective. My perspective of broom clean condition is going to be completely different to my neighbor's definition of what broom clean condition is. So that's what we're going to start off and say. It's incredibly subjective, so keep that in mind, manage expectations, but also we've got a couple quick tips just to make sure and some advice that we've had from some past experiences.
Yep, exactly. So broom clean basically means that the property needs to be swept and free of all personal items. You can't leave behind garbage, furniture unless negotiated, anything like that. Everything needs to be empty in the house, but it doesn't mean that it needs to be deep cleaned, scrubbed, or anything like that.
And sometimes people will say, well, gosh, this is a nice chair. Won't they like this?
Don't assume.
Don't assume. Make sure you are having conversations with the realtors and make sure the realtors are connecting with the buyers just to nail those things down. There are some opportunities to leave some paints. And again, sometimes buyers are saying, we're going to paint everything. No, thank you. So making sure you're communicating items you think might be valuable, they may love, but also they may not need.
One thing that we always get questions on is holes, whether it was from a painting or a TV mount or something like that. What do we do? A good rule of thumb is if it's a small nail hole just from a mirror or a photo on the wall, it's typically okay to leave that. But if it's anything bigger, we really want to consider spackling, painting, and making that area just a little bit more cohesive since those do tend to leave big holes.
And now one thing to keep in mind is if you have painted your home maybe 10 years ago, you've got that old paint, you spackle, and you start to paint again, it may be a different color. And that might look pretty bad. So to making sure that one, you're testing it on a small area. Sometimes we've had people who wanted to paint every single nail hole. They spackle, and then the entire house looks polka dotted because it's old paint trying to connect with the faded current paint. So just keep those things in mind. We recommend just leaving those nail holes, but if it is something bigger, that's when you spackle. And that's when you can repaint, but do so carefully. The other thing is when it comes to TVs or brackets. So maybe something that does leave a larger hole, to talk and have that discussion with your realtor to say, I would actually love to leave that TV bracket. It works for the room. Would the buyers like it? Most of the time the buyers are saying, heck yes. So you leave the bracket and you also leave the mount to attach to their TV, and it's a win-win and reduces cost and reduces some potential problems with the paint in the future.
I think the biggest key is just be sure that you're communicating with your realtor. Every buyer is going to be different, and every buyer is going to have a different understanding of what broom clean means, and we just want to make sure that we're having that communication up front so we don't have an issue down the line right before closing.
Over communication, it's the way that transaction moves smoothly and then everybody's happy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Anything you'd like us to speak to on future episodes, never hesitate to let us know. We're always here to help.
Bye!